Is there a way to tell if a wood floor is engineered other than prying out the section, to take a look? Does the age help? For instance, if it's less than 30 years old, is it likely to be engineered? Am I asking because our kitchen floor is badly scuffed, scraped and scratched, and I'm not sure what would be possible to sand it again if it is not solid. Okay, let's quickly see how we can help Karen with this. Now, Karen talks about the solid floor, and I'll switch on my other camera to show you. So this is a solid wood floor. This solid wood floor, you can see, has got wood that runs all the way from the top all the way through to the bottom, and that is a solid floor. That means that floor has got wood all the way through, and it's the same timber. Okay, over here I've got an example of engineered board, and on the back of this board you can see we have a quality ply, and you can see there that this bit at the top is oak and this bit below is actually engineered. Now, why do they make an engineered board? Engineered board is made because of its stability. It's stable, it doesn't move, especially when moisture absorbs into a solid floor. You will find that there's gaps opening up. That floor moves a lot more than an engineered board, especially if you're underfloor heating. The engineered board is the way to go. Sometimes people say, oh, no, I don't want the engineered board. You know what, Pierre? Not at all. I just want the best, and I want a solid wood floor. That's fine. That's fine. In some cases, yes, a solid wood floor is brilliant. It is very nice, but here's the reality. You cannot get more life out of a solid wood floor than you can out of an engineered floor, and here's why. These floors lock into each other most of the time via tongue and groove, and the best is if I show you a little bit of a close-up here. So you can see there it's got a tongue and a groove, and they lock into each other, and that forms your floor. So you can see there the tongue, and that's the groove, and they slot into each other. Exactly the similar thing with your solid. You see there we've got a groove, and on the other side we have a tongue. Now, regardless of these two boards, this one is solid and this one is engineered, what you'll have is you'll sand this floor over time until you get to a point where there's nothing much left at the surface, and if you sand any more, you'll break through to the ply underneath, but actually you'll cut through to the tongue, which means the side starts to break off. Exactly the same would happen with your solid. So if you even have to have a solid, it doesn't mean that you can keep sanding until you get to the very bottom of it. Your tongue and groove will determine how far you can go. Other than that, the tongue will just break off. So that is the difference between that. And to answer your question, Karen, how would you know? You talk about age. The best way to know is by looking at the side of the board. So on my video there, you can see the side of the board, and you can see the layers that's formed, and you can see the top layer there, where on this side you can see the wood flowing all the way through. So normally a threshold can open up and you can see the side. Otherwise, the radiator pipe where it goes into the floor, if you have that little cap lifted up, look down the side of the pipe and you would see whether that wood runs all the way down or whether it is like here, the engineered. There is some truth in saying that if the floor is as old as 60s or 70s, that by that point forward it might be engineered, but even today there are many solid wood floors, so it's not necessarily an indication of whether that is an engineered floor or not. It just adds to it that if it's older than or younger than 1960s, 1970s, that's the age when the engineered board started. That's the point where you can say, okay, now maybe this is engineered.